Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Lehman. I am the runner of the Heal Mind, Body, and Soul Facebook group page. I'm a fellow Floxy. I was floxed pretty bad in 2010. I was refloxed in 2019 and currently almost lost my life over it and currently going through some of the worst pains I could ever explain. The reason I'm sending out this video is because I respect all of you. I want to learn more from you, and I feel like the time is now to collaborate, work together, and make changes once and for all. Before I jump into what exactly this is, I am devastated, completely devastated every time I see a post about I had to quit my job, I lost a family member, I feel like committing suicide, so on and so on. I feel for every single person, and I just can't watch it anymore. I can't do it. And it's time to fight. It's time to fight back. We have the resources. We have the people. We have to unite like a family right now. And some of you may know each other already and have talked previously. Some of you may not know each other. Some may not even like each other. None of that matters now. What matters is that we get together and we make changes. I have fought for this for a very long time in 50-50 shared parenting, in which both mom and dad get equal parenting rights and time with their kids during a divorce or a breakup. You know, I have fought with other groups to pass legislation on this. We just recently passed one last year in Missouri. And I know that it's going to take research building numbers and legislation to make the changes that we need. So here's what I want to talk to you guys about today. And I hope that you stick with me. And if you want, invite one or two people to this chat or to the group that I'm going to start, and we will fight together. And I know what you're thinking. Oh no, another group. It's not. It's not a group about, post your symptoms, post something that you ate, post a doctor, none of that. This group is going to be called Fight Against Fluoroquinolones. I made the page. My hands are hurting really, really bad, so I just made the page. I haven't even switched the profile picture or anything. But I would love if you guys join the page. And here's what I want to do. I want to build numbers. So recently I have posted in a fibromyalgia group because, like myself, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia and Lyme. And what I realized is that after getting refloxed, is that I didn't have that. Fibromyalgia, as we know, came out along the same time as the fluoroquinolones did. And I'm not saying for everybody, I'm not here to make that argument. What I am here to say is that I posted in a group, and for the last 7 months, I've been doing pretty extensive research with people with fibro and asking them if they've taken a fluoroquinolone. And I had over 600 comments on one of the fibromyalgia group pages, and it was 74% said that they did. And I think it was like another, I have the stats here, but it was over double digits that said they don't know and they were going to go back and check. Now, what this is telling us is that for my first time, I didn't know. I went to hundreds of doctors and hundreds of medications, and I didn't know what was causing my problems until I was refloxed. I think this is a great way to build numbers, is that we have to spread this knowledge to people, what we know. So jumping in Lyme groups and fibro groups and any other groups that you guys know, and asking questions of who's taking a fluoroquinolone. And let's fight this together, because this is what is really happening to you. And again, not everybody. We don't need to make wild claims, but we need to focus on research, which is topic number 2, research. But real quick, before I get to that, going back to building the numbers, I've reached out to my senators in my state of Illinois, Tammy Duckworth and Dick Durbin. I don't care if you're political, what side of the aisle you're on. I'm big into politics. I'm not going to go into what I believe. That doesn't matter. What matters is Tammy Duckworth gave me like a half-ass answer, and then so did Dick Durbin. And Tammy Duckworth actually kind of asked me to donate. Then I reached out to people like Bernie Sanders, who was actually replied with a pretty decent answer. Tulsi Gabbard asked me to send in money. I've reached out to some Republicans who either ignored it or, again, asked for donations. And if just one person is doing that, or 10 people or 50 people, are we really going to make a difference? But if we build these numbers, okay, we build numbers. If we get 5,000 people in our group, all right, which easily can be done. I mean, we have groups with 1,000, 10,000, 6,000. We can easily get 5,000 people in this group. And we come up with a board. All right, now this board will be responsible for creating content. This board is going to be, it's going to be like a job. All right, where I feel, and we can talk about this, but the board I feel should get paid. Some. I'm not saying a whole bunch, but I feel like some, because we want them to put in time on this, and it doesn't have to be me. It could be any of you guys. But the board would create things like content to deliver to people so that people don't have to type up their own emails and do their own research. But if we type up emails that, let's say we have a week-long campaign of sending emails to our state representatives, and we tell people, this is your state, this is who you need to contact, let them know, send them this flyer, this brochure about what fluoroquinolones are doing to people, and we mass email them 1,000 at a time, 100 even at a time, for a week long or 2 weeks long, I think they might hear us. They might. We don't know. But if we build enough numbers along the way, legislation is how we're going to do it. But we need research. So which brings me to number 2, research. I have been put on a path by Virginia. Thank you so much, Virginia, who did a research study with Jane and Jersey. And I have not formally talked to Jane or Jersey yet. And so I hope to do that very, very soon here. Me and Jane have reached out to each other just about gaining more research. And they run the fluoroquinolone toxicity research, NFP, I believe. Sorry if I got that wrong. But I feel like this could be a good start. And I feel like if we raise funds for fluoroquinolone research, if we got 5,000 people and everybody chipped in $10, $50,000 we could put towards research. And obviously we're going to need more, but that is a hell of a start. And I know I'm in danger of losing my house. I'm in danger of, I haven't worked in 7 months. Some of you haven't worked in years and years, and money is tight. Money is tight. But I feel like this research is going to go a long way in winning court cases and winning, getting these drugs off the market. Now, does it have to be Jane and Jersey? It doesn't. I'm not saying it does. I'm excited to talk to them. I think they have a great head start on showing. You guys can go back and look at some of their research. Again, I haven't spoken to them, but I feel the more scientists, the more research that we can build on our team, the better. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. So let's get some money. If you know someone who can help us scientifically, great. Let's talk to them. I don't want it to be like, oh, we're pushing for this one scientist so that they get paid, and no. But if they have research behind them and they're a proven scientist, or we do want to go with Jane and Jersey, again, I think that they have a good head start. And I know I spoke with Jane just through messages, just a few messages, about just being fully transparent. Because I feel that's going to be the biggest thing, is when people donate, they're going to want to know exactly what test is going to be run, when the results are going to be done, and so on. So being transparent, I know on my group page, my Heal Mind, Body, and Soul page, I have never once let anybody sell anything, no doctors be named. And I think it's good. We're just here to help and heal. This is affecting my throat really bad, so I apologize if I'm all raspy here. So we need to build numbers. We need to do research. Okay, those are the 2 biggest things, and then we need to pass legislation. So again, we need to have scientists. We need to have doctors behind us. And I want to talk to you guys about some of the doctors that are going around in these groups. I'm going to put them on here as well. Dr. Galili, Dr. Hansen. We know there's many other functional medicine doctors who have helped us along the way. But what I want to say to you guys is I'm challenging you guys to even step up more. And, I've talked to Dr. Hansen a few times, and over an hour on the phone, and he, talk to me, he didn't charge me. And but we also know that well, first of all, I respect you guys, and I hope that you continue this path of trying to help us as much as you can. And I beg you guys, that I feel like your businesses have grown because of us, because of news outlets, because of different attention that you guys are getting. And I feel like if you guys stepped up, and we had other doctors step up and put their faces out there and say, these are wrong, and we're willing to back people who are suing, where we can actually win money and afford these treatments for you guys, and afford to pay off, back debt and supplements that we need. Because I do feel we need to get this into a courtroom. And I know I've reached out to 15 different lawyers about this. Finally, one might go after the doctor that prescribed it, but who knows? It's not looking good. So we need to combine groups, people, resources, scientists, doctors, get as many doctors as you know who have backed fluoroquinolone toxicity, and get them to speak out against them, against these horrible poisons. Because enough is enough. So I'm challenging you guys right now to step up, to stop saying this or this, or, pointing fingers at what works, what doesn't work. Let's do research. Let's find out how we can actually heal us, how the fluoroquinolones are affecting our bodies. Through that fluoroquinolone toxicity group, it's hard to say, but 56 out of 56 people showed that the fluoroquinolones were adducted to their DNA. 56 out of 56. If that doesn't make you frustrated, what will? When I was in the emergency room fighting for my life, I thought I was going to die. And the emergency room doctor told me that she had a patient come in who had an Achilles tendon rupture. And he was 3.5 years after taking Cipro. And the Achilles tendon was completely destroyed. She said it was completely dead. They biopsied it, not autopsied, even though it was dead. They biopsied it and found that the ciprofloxacin was still in the tendon 3.5 years later. I'm sorry, I know that sucks. It sucks to hear it. All of this sucks. But if we don't come together and fight this, this is going to happen to our kids, to our grandkids. I just had a newborn baby girl last week. I never wanted to feel chronic pain, or my 7-year-old son to feel chronic pain like this. It is unbearable. So I ask you, join the fight against fluoroquinolones. We're not going to allow posting. It's not for posting. It is going to just be, after we get research done, we put it on there. After we create flyers, we put it on there. A big one that I want to do is a questionnaire, an in-depth questionnaire of, when did you take it? How many times did you take it? What happened to your body? What were your side effects? What were, and in depth though, and see if we can find a pattern, because I really feel I'm finding a pattern where about between the 6 and 10 month mark, all right, a lot of people are having new and worse symptoms come on, not everybody. And then right around the 2-year mark, we find, which is what happened to me, but I found many floxies either relapse or, and it could be a 1.5 years. It could be, 2.5, but somewhere around that mark, a big relapse or new symptoms coming on. So we got to figure out why this is. So anyway, again, my name is Chris Lehman. I'm having trouble texting and things, but I'm going to try as much as I can if you reach out to me. I'm going to get more information from Jane in Jersey. Hopefully, I'm excited to talk to you guys about it. I truly believe that this is the way to go. And I'm open. I'm not running this, okay? I'm not the head of anything. I just want to make changes. So thank you so much for listening to this, and let's fight. Let's go.